the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water. 2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How you high? No, high
Super Bowl
expectations.
I don't know what we're doing in the front office, man.
Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this. Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said. What the fuck?
Upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches. What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. After further review, this is episode number 153. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
And you know, I would normally say that I am your other wonderful co-host, Malin, but honestly, I don't want people to like me this week. I'm angry. I'm in a bad mood.
And I'm your other great co-host. I'm pretty happy right now. Nestor.
How's that barbecue sauce?
Pretty good.
Yep.
Joining us once again as our first half guest, we've got Junebug. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Happy to have
pretty
you.
good this week.
And proud, sir.
As you should.
Yeah, folks, we just got through week 1 in the NFL. It's always an experience because it's just a big old roller coaster ride. But with that being said, in case you're brand new to the show, this is the show where we talk everything NFL and NBA. Right now, it's pretty much just all NFL. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're not aware, we go live every Wednesday night on YouTube at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So just click the first link down in your podcast description to be taken to the YouTube version of this episode. And then if you want to just listen to the show, vice versa, click the first link in your YouTube description, and that will take you to your favorite podcast platform. So give us 5 stars, leave a comment, subscribe, the whole 9. With that being said, you guys want to cheers to 153.
Hey, being in the studio too.
Yes.
With Nestor.
Cheers to you too, Junebug. What you got in the cup there?
Vodka and Gatorade.
Did you say vodka and Gatorade?
Vodka and Gatorade.
That man got the alcohol and the electrolytes.
Yes. He's balancing himself out.
That is I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of it. You know, I recently tried bourbon and ginger ale,
Yes.
and that was pretty good.
That was your first time trying that? Was it out
Yeah.
late?
I normally just like bourbon. I'm not a
Yeah.
fancy guy with it. Just pour it in a cup and drink it. But
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's been hot as hell.
Right. Right.
So I tried a little something different.
Yeah.
It was pretty
I think
good.
that's called a Kentucky Mule instead of a Moscow Mule.
Oh, Kentucky Mule. Okay, well now I can't drink it anymore.
Oh, damn.
Dang. can't be associated with Kentucky. Too many
Probably
cousins
been.
are associated with themselves in Kentucky. I can't be a part of it.
I was not
The
going to say that.
You know, I got just one question before we get going. I'm kind of wondering, like, are we gonna see Law and Order SVU get involved with what happened on Sunday night between the Cowboys and the Giants? Like, is Harishka Margate, is she about to come after Mike McCarthy for sexually assaulting Daniel Jones and that entire organization the way that?
I hope someone steps in
Is
soon.
like, I think Brian Dable or not. Yeah, I think Brian Dable still has gauze on his ass cheeks from the penetration that happened with that 40-0.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was rough.
That was really bad. You knew at a certain point that the Giants were not going to score at all, too. By like halftime, we're like, I don't think they're going to score at all.
I kept having flashbacks of watching Rocky IV when Apollo Creed dies by Drago, and you hear that guy throw the flag, throw the towel. I was like, somebody throw the towel.
Yeah.
If he dies, he dies. That was Jerry Jones. If he dies, he dies.
We will be talking about that a bit more here in just a couple of minutes. But, yeah, let's start with our week 1 recap. We're going to dive in with the very first game, which was the Chiefs and the Lions, with the Chiefs losing 21-0. And my question to you guys, Junebug, we'll start with you. Do you think that the Chiefs would have still lost if Kelsey and Chris Jones were playing?
No, let's start with Chris Jones first. They missed that pressure that they usually get up the middle for most of the game. There were a couple of times they got some pressure, on Goff and made him have the little happy feet that he has. But I think with Chris Jones in critical points of that game, they missed him defensively. And without that sustained pass rush, Goff was able to do what he wanted to do, and they was able to get some of that running game going too. And I think that's where they missed Chris Jones the most. And as far as offensively, Travis Kelsey, yeah. I mean, down the stretch, Kelsey, I mean, come on, that man gets open, and the best player on the field, he gets open. He got open against the Eagles defense last year. They definitely would have made a difference. And not only would they made a difference, I think this game would have been maybe a 2-score game, for the Kansas City Chiefs. But as it sat, hey, they had guys that wasn't catching the ball. It just seemed like they was off. It just didn't seem like they had. They just missed that leadership with Kelsey on the field. So,
yeah, Nestor, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think the Lions win, just because I can't remember how many times I saw Mahomes
There you go.
pass it to one of his receivers and they would just drop the ball. And I felt like, even though Hutchinson was doing a good job, for example, he's a beast, but I felt like Mahomes had plenty of time to scramble and get the pass away. It's just they weren't catching the ball. Whereas I think Kelsey would have had it. I also wasn't too impressed by the Lions' run game. And yeah, St. Brown was playing good, but they kind of cooled off for a moment there. And that's when the Chiefs kind of went up. Yeah. That's where Kelsey would have just, sent the game packing. It would have solidified the W, but no. They made some mistakes, and then Lions came back. So, yeah.
Malin?
Yeah. When I think of it, like you hate to think that two players would make like such an impact in a game, but the simple fact is, like Nestor said, Amon St. Brown didn't do shit in the second half.
Right.
It was the Lions running game that finally started getting penetration at a worn out Chiefs defense in the second half. Do they get that penetration if Jones is there? Probably not. I don't know. But, I mean, is Kadarius Toney, is he still on suicide watch? So somebody buy that man some Stickum. Better be lathering that shit up with the drops that he had. Like, I can guarantee you this, that with his, because like you said, first of all, Mahomes leading rusher for the Chiefs. Okay, so there's something wrong with this offense. When Mahomes with 45 yards is your leading rusher, you have an issue with your offense outside of Travis Kelsey. Okay, but the simple fact is that, like, Mahomes was moving around the pocket like a magician. Like, every time I saw him break out the pocket, he started to run, he started to move, I'd be like, goddamn, like, what? I haven't seen him be that elusive or have to be that elusive. And maybe he had to be that elusive because he didn't have Travis Kelsey. Yeah. But then he's finding open targets, and they're like, "Nah, fuck it, I don't want the ball." I don't know how you drop that many balls.
I kind of expected more from Pacheco too.
Yeah.
Locked down.
Well, I mean, now the Lions do have a really solid run defense. Which I'm really worried about my Seahawks with that next week. We'll definitely talk about that. But so yeah, like Pacheco, he didn't do nothing. Not even anything really in the passing game. He couldn't find a soft zone and sit in it to save his life. But Kadarius Toney, man, you got You had one carry for -1 yard.
Right.
You caught one ball for 1 yard. You dropped 4 to 5 passes, right? Was it 4 or 5? I think it was 4.
I don't know how many drops.
I think you dropped
but
4.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
around there.
So you ended up with 1 reception and 1 rush, and you netted 0 yards. Yet your quarterback, 2-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl winner, keeps coming to you in the fourth quarter. And he single-handedly could have put them into field goal range.
Yep.
Had he caught that. I mean, I can't. I mean, first of all, listen, I'm a 42-year-old, 6 foot, 250-pound white guy. I'm not making that catch. I understand that. But when it hits your hands like that,
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, damn. Like, Mahomes looked so visibly frustrated. Like, you're lucky you were not on the road because your ass is not getting on the bus or the plane. Kind of look he was giving Kadarius Toney. So I don't know. I do think that Travis Kelce, I mean, he's got to end up with what? Even if he got like 60 or 70 yards in that game, you're probably getting 2 more field goals if he doesn't get a touchdown. You know what I mean? So I think the Chiefs probably win if they had him. But overall, I thought it was an exciting game. But it was exciting because it was close at the end, not because it was great football. Like Nestor said earlier, like it was sloppy. It was sloppy, like a lot of the games. But it was exciting because it came down to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the numbers just kind of show it. The fact that they only lost by 1, and their leading receiver was MVS with 48 yards on just 2 catches.
Too busy dating Taylor Swift. Hello.
And hands are full. Yeah, and then Mahomes being your leading rusher, like just nothing was going their way. But the fact that all of that being said, they only lost by 1. Like you would think they were getting blown off the field, but yeah, the Lions were kind of like it seemed like they were kind of waiting around, like is this really happening? Like, could we actually win this game? And then Amon-Ra Brown disappeared, and they still kind of hung around. They're like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and win the game. Like. They finally just decided to. Fourth quarter came around, they closed it out. And
I mean, Jared Goff did not look great.
No, he did not. He looked.
And there are plenty of fantasy owners that are pissed off that Montgomery get that many touches. I think you're pretty happy,
right? I know one that was very happy.
But the fact that Gibbs was, I was like, oh
yeah,
oh man. I think G Money was unhappy about that. I was playing somebody in fantasy that started both of them because he's stupid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Dumbass.
But yes, I would definitely agree that if those two played, hell, even if just Kelce played, like you said, I think he's good for a couple field goals.
At least 60, 70 yards, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the leading receiver had 4 catches.
Right.
He's probably going to have 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Most of those scrambles that Mahomes is running, he's looking for 87.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
They're running around singing Taylor Swift songs. That man better be careful though, because if he ain't careful, he's gonna be the next CD or album, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because nobody buys it anymore. But every time she break up with somebody, you get 15 tracks on what that relationship is like. You better treat her right. It's gonna be on the next tour.
Yeah. So there goes that game. It was a good opener, very entertaining. To the next game, let's go to the Cowboys game where they shut out the Giants 40-0. Junebug, we'll go back to you first again. How impressed were you with your team on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, it was a 10. I mean, come on. I mean, I knew that, and Malin, being a Seattle Seahawks fan, you know what Dan Quinn likes.
Oh, yeah.
He likes an aggressive defense. And you pair that with a team that had a weak offensive line and a weak quarterback for that matter. it's Dan Quinn's dream. It is his dream. That's how he won the Super Bowl and got to another one. And then Pete Carroll pulled the Pete Carroll, and we all know how that went down.
Okay, Toonbug, you and I were. I was almost getting a chubby over here, and then you just threw a wet blanket on that. Jesus.
But this is Dan Quinn's. This is what he does. This is, the Cowboys. People kept saying, "Oh, the Cowboys' offense didn't do anything," right? That Cowboys' offense still scored 27 points. So, and I mean, you're not supposed. And you know what? Any quarterback in the league would be happy with scoring 27 points and winning by 40 and not having to do a damn thing.
Yeah.
And that's what the Cowboys did. I'm not worried about a lot of people say we're worried about the Cowboys offense. They didn't have to play. When they first got into the game, they was already up 16-0. So they already was spotted a couple of touchdowns. It was over. By this time, it was over.
That defense scored like 3 touchdowns.
Right.
Yeah, and so they didn't. So the Cowboys didn't have to play the rest of this game. But going back to it, you go into the next game with the Cowboys. Somebody asked me today, can the Cowboys keep it going? Well, they're playing the same team next week. They're playing a team with a weak offensive line and a bad quarterback.
Yes, they are. Weak.
So,
It's ironic.
Weak offensive
Yeah.
line.
So there you go.
Like, I don't know. Like, Dallas is like Al Qaeda right now. They're going after the Giants and the Jets like they're the fucking Twin Towers.
Shit.
They're just
Go ahead, man.
blow that shit up.
Speak your piece.
No,
on,
go ahead and let Nestor go. I just bombed the whole show there.
Nestor, on a
Told
scale
you
of
I was
1 to
gonna be
10,
crazy.
how impressed were you?
Angry.
I'll go with an 8. Just because, like Junebug said, we didn't really have to see much of the offense. Because the defense scored like 3 touchdowns. They forced a fumble or 2.
They forced everything.
They forced a few. Who is it? Micah Parsons.
A lot of forcing.
Great, notable defensive players.
Oh, yeah.
Micah Parsons,
He's everywhere.
Ron Diggs, and I don't know his name for sure, but I'm just gonna call him Juan Jesus Thomas III. They were just going off on this man, and so Dak Prescott didn't have to be great. He had like 143 yards. What was it, like 13 or 14 out of 24? So
Yeah, 13 out of 24.
So he didn't have to be great. The defense was phenomenal. So if there's any big thing to underscore for this team is that defense. It looks scary. But then again, Daniel Jones was horrible, and that O-line, my God. So I wouldn't like to see that happen to the Dolphins because we would definitely lose Tua. I'm happy about that. I'm happy it happened to Daniel Jones and not us. It looks scary.
Go ahead, man.
I mean, I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. I will say that the offense for the Cowboys left something to be desired. Okay, 13 out of 24, 140 something yards out of Dak. That's not great. It doesn't speak to great like efficiency. The yardage doesn't really matter much to me because they had great field position the entire goddamn night. I mean, they're just like the Cowboys defense was just slapping maxi pads on people all night long, just working them hard. Okay. I think that weather played into a lot of what happened on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think weather played into a little bit on how the Giants played as badly as they did on offense. Mm-hmm. I think it played into how the Cowboys offense played average because of the weather. The biggest difference between the two is that the Cowboys offense didn't make any major mistakes. McCarthy played a very smart, safe game plan because, like Junebug said, they didn't have to do anything crazy. Yeah. Why? Because defense was just lighting people up. I mean, they scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. The defense, and I was what are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, if you're a Giants fan and it's week 1 and you've already listened to the podcast and TD's out there saying Daniel Jones is going to be your MVP and you're excited and you're sitting in the goddamn rain for 3 hours of that bullshit, and then you got to sit in the parking lot for 90 minutes in your car soaking wet contemplating where you went wrong in life.
Bands playing, girls screaming.
Suicide rate went up. Somebody didn't make it home. Somebody didn't make it home. That just, I mean, to have that type of ass whooping in that weather, like whoever stayed, you need to love yourself more. You need to know when to get out. There's hotlines for domestic abuse, and I kind of felt like that's what the Giants put their fans through. You can call somebody, talk to somebody, love yourself, drink you some Theraflu. I don't know, but it was rough.
Daniel Jones is gonna end up on a lot of TikTok edits with like #pain. Just watch. just sitting in the rain, looking like dead, just staring across the field.
Dude, you look like you about to go out there and kill people.
I put this at a 9. A lot of what Junebug said, I agree with, that the offense just didn't have to do anything. So it's kind of like the only reason they did not get a 10 is just because we really didn't see the offense give them that last point to put them at a 10 in my book. But defense was clearly flawless. If the offense was asked to do a little bit more, then they probably would have been pushed to a 10. But 9 for me. Dallas, you guys have a lot to be optimistic about with just how good that defense looks.
Oh, I would like to point out, in Junebug, you're gonna like this stat. Okay. You know the last time a Dan Quinn defense shut out the Giants in New York? 2013. Legion of Boom. 22-0. I think it was week 14 against Eli Manning, and they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm just saying we're setting a precedent. I don't want us to because I'm a Seahawks fan.
I'll take it.
But I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it up there. Dan Quinn has shut him out before being the defensive coordinator.
Throwing this into the ether.
You're a Maya fan. Shut up. You ain't going to the Super Bowl. Your man's already got a soft shell. It's like a fucking blue crab running around on the fucking football field.
All right. Next game, and the last one for the recap, the Monday night game. So obviously, Aaron Rodgers did go down with the Achilles injury. We'll get to that in the news, but we're just going to focus on the game itself. The Jets upset the Bills with that kickoff return. Was this just week 1 rust from Josh Allen, or do you think this was a sign of things to come, Junebug?
No, I don't think it's a sign. Things is not. Josh Allen he was just out of sync this game, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if something was in his head, but that one throw where he threw the ball like 50 yards down the field for the interception, I was like,
both
what
times
is
he did that?
doing?
Yeah, twice,
I was like, I don't understand. The 3 interceptions he threw, they were kind of like, why did you just throw that ball?
Yeah.
It was so odd to see a guy of his caliber do that, knowing that on the other side of the ball, that you should be putting your defense in good position, instead of letting a team like that hang around, because they don't have their starting quarterback now. They're back to their backup quarterback, and Josh Allen just seemed, for some reason, not to be ready. I think the rest of the Bills are ready, but Josh Allen was not ready. So I think it's a one-time thing. I think the Bills will get back on track, and But wow, it was just an odd ending to that game.
Nestor.
I think it's both. It's that opening week rust, and it's also that at many times Josh Allen shows us that he has poor decision making, and in clutch moments he fumbles the ball. He just, I mean, I think he's a good guy. He's a great quarterback. He's up there, but he's not. I'm thinking that's what you need to win the Super Bowl. In those moments, you have to, show up. And it's not just week 1. It's last season. We saw it week 4, week 5. We saw it at certain weeks. We just saw him making dumb plays, giving the ball away. I don't know. Unfortunately, this is what's going to stop them from winning a Super Bowl because great quarterback, poor decision making.
Agreed.
Okay.
Go ahead, Malin.
So I have to ask this question before I get into nuking this team. Is he a great quarterback?
I think he is.
He's had one good playoff run.
Right.
One. Like, Baker Mayfield's had one good playoff run.
This is true.
Joe Flacco won a fucking Super Bowl. Is he great? Like, we're talking about somebody that was under 60% completion percentage before Brian Daboll became his offensive coordinator. Last year, threw 14 interceptions, only 63% completion percentage, had so many mental errors last year when Brian Daboll wasn't there. So if we're talking about, is this something of a sign of things to come, I think it might actually be. Because he's back to making bad decisions with the football without Brian Daboll.
Right.
Now maybe you put him with somebody else that's going to make him better, but I mean, to me, it's kind of like Jared Goff. When Jared Goff was a rookie with the Rams, god awful with Jeff Fisher. Next year, you get Sean McVay. They went to the goddamn Super Bowl, like that the next year or 2 years later. Goff went to a Super Bowl with the right head coach. Okay, Josh Allen can't even get there.
Right.
Had terrible playoffs. Bad decision making. Like, did he think that Whitehead was DeMar Hamlin in another jersey? Because they share the same fucking number. Like, was he just losing his goddamn mind?
Right.
Like, what are you doing with some of these throws, just heaving it up there like that?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I give it until week 4 before Stephon Diggs hits him with a fucking helmet. Just takes the helmet off and just hits him in the fucking head. Like, because he's going to cost them an opportunity at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They are talented enough to do it. They got the talent on the offense and the defense to do it. But his decision making is going to hold this team back. They should have won that game. Should have won it.
Yeah.
The only thing the Jets had going for him was run game.
Yeah.
Shit, Bryce Hall, man. I thought he was going to have to ramp up a little bit. Thought he was going to have to kind of get his feet back under him a little bit. Nah, man, he just out the damn gate.
Right.
Like, Dalvin Cook looked like Emmitt Smith in that retired commercial compared to Bryce Hall, like actually running the fucking football. No disrespect to Emmitt Smith. He's still great. Seeing Dan Marino in that Miami jersey, that made me sad. He looked fucking old and decrepit. But, like, the Bills just poor decision. They should have won that game. No. Jets defense is good, very good. I don't think they're Legion of Boom good. I don't think they're Ravens good. I don't think that they're, 85 Bears good. But I think they're very good. But Josh Allen made them look better.
Yeah.
With his decision making.
Yeah. I agree 1,000%. I don't quite think it's just a sign of things to come. I think like we're seeing it presently speaking. Because we saw some of this last year, like the opener last year was very similar to this. And then he had a few games just throughout the regular season that were similar to this. And then, of course, the playoff game where he just fell apart. It seemed like Daboll was kind of the guy that could reel him back in. Like if he makes a mistake, Daboll could get in his ear or whatever kind of relationship they had that just kept him grounded. But clearly he does not have that with just McDermott. Because McDermott's a defensive guy. he's not this offensive guru that's going to be
Yeah.
right in his ear telling him, hey, next play we're going to do X, Y, and Z different. McDermott's like, all right, I'm going to go focus on the defense. You figure it out on the bench over there. And clearly when Josh Allen gets in his head, he's stuck in his head because he just spirals and keeps making the same mistakes.
Right.
Yeah, he just plays too loose, way too loose, and just forgets like just the fundamental simple stuff and just tries to force it. It's like, yeah, you've got a cannon for an arm. We know that, but you don't always need to go. I think it was Mark Sanchez was talking about it. It was like, you don't always need to use your superpower on every single play. Like, you got to save that for when it's just desperately needed.
He just wasn't thinking. He was taking shots like when he would rush, he would just take hits that he didn't.
Yeah,
He wouldn't.
yeah.
So he's just, I don't know where his head was, but
Yeah. And when the Bills play against bad defenses, you can get away with all this stuff.
Right.
But when you play against a good or a great defense, it's gonna fall apart for you. And the last thing I'll say about this, if you notice on the sidelines when Zach Wilson was kind of making mistakes and the Jets were doing their thing, trying to get to a win, the Jets receivers and everybody, they were around him in his ear. They were cheering him on. Josh Allen was just sitting there by himself. Nobody was saying a word to him.
Because they're getting tired of this shit.
Right. And this is week 1. Like you said, by week 4, there's probably gonna be some stuff going on those
They're
sidelines.
getting tired because they know that, listen, man, your decision making is keeping us from football immortality.
Yep.
We want one of them goddamn rings that pop off and show the stadium and have all the goddamn diamonds in it. We want one of those, and we could win one of those.
Right. Because they absolutely have the talent to do that, without a doubt.
You're damn half retarded when you're about to throw the football sometimes. You can't.
That's one way of putting it. So, yes, that's our recap of week 1. We're going to kind of stay on that same note, though, because we're definitely going to talk about the Aaron Rodgers injury in the news for the week. Getting
Today's
into
top stories and breaking news.
We're going to start with Aaron Rodgers out for the rest of the season after he tore his Achilles on the 4th play of the Jets' opening drive.
You might as well just say the entire season.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that nobody saw that one coming. If he got hurt later in the season, that'd be one thing. But on the first drive was just unbelievable. Junebug, what do you think about this?
I mean, I said before that the Jets do not have a good offensive line. And they kept saying, we're just one player away. I was like, no. Aaron Rodgers is not going to... He may win one more game than they did last year. But they still didn't have a strong offensive line. As you saw, I think, twice they knocked him down in that drive, in those 4 plays, something like that. And then, and you saw he didn't get back up. He got up and then he went back down. It's a bad injury. I mean, he's older, so anything like that could happen. But the Jets didn't fix the one glaring problem. And if you watch Hard Knocks, they talked about it. And if you watched all offseason, they did not fix the one glaring problem, and that was the offensive line. And that's going to be their Achilles heel no matter what quarterback. There's no way Tom Brady, and I please stop. I'm tired of these people talking about Tom Brady coming. Tom Brady is not coming back to get Tom Brady, remember the last game against the Cowboys last year. You think he's coming back to take that same punishment again?
Right.
No.
Right.
He had a poor offensive line in Tampa. There's a poor offensive line with the Jets. They didn't do anything. They brought all these people in for Aaron Rodgers, but offensive linemen. So it's a bad injury. Jets aren't going anywhere this season. I don't know how far they was going to go with Aaron Rodgers anyway, but they got to get that offensive line, or Zach Wilson may be the next quarterback to suffer an injury in that offense. So,
Nestor.
I wonder who they're gonna, because I don't think Zach Wilson has the talent, no matter how much he's coached by the wide receivers, to take them far. He's just not good. I'm sorry, Zach Wilson is just not good.
To be the second overall pick.
Exactly.
Just a couple years ago.
So you have to wonder. I spent the whole
Damn Utah.
2 or 3 days just watching the reactions from the Jets fans because it's sad and both hilarious. But you have to wonder who they're going to bring in because they need somebody. If they want to go far, they need somebody. I don't care how good they think their defense is. Zach Wilson just looks bad.
I know who they should get. Aaron Rodgers. Oh, wait a minute.
Probably going to end up with Carson Wentz.
I keep forgetting that he's still out there.
Yeah.
But what do you think about
Or
this?
Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
God.
Hey, famous Jameis. Jameis is out
No, we don't need to be eating. We don't need to be eating stealing crab legs.
That's FSU's finest right there.
Jesus Lord. Okay. Well, first of all, let's try to be a little bit glass half full. Okay. So Aaron Rodgers did put out on social media, like he's Jesus, that he will rise again. I don't really know what that means, but I would assume that means that initially he's thinking about coming back. Okay. So he had to play 65% of the snaps for the Packers to get the Jets' first-round pick. He played 4 plays. Didn't even play 65% of one goddamn game. So the Jets get to keep the first-round pick, which means if they don't go offensive tackle, owner Woody should take that chain off he was wearing and just beat the shit out of the general manager with it. Just flog the shit out of him repeatedly with the amount of money they're paying this quarterback. Okay? Now, that's number one. Second, everybody's complaining about the goddamn turf, saying that the turf did it. Apparently, players hate the turf, not just there, but everywhere.
Right.
I do think it's interesting, though, that the NFL has a reluctance to go to all grass fields because they say it's going to cost too much money, right? Yet, in 2026, you have the World Cup coming, right? All these stadiums that have turf, being MetLife, being Lumen Field where the Seahawks play, SoFi, all these places that have turf, right? They have to have real grass for the World Cup.
Right.
They're willing to spend the money to put in real grass in all these places for soccer players
Right.
that they're not paying money to, but they want turf for like everything else. Like, it just seems ass backwards to me. But what I really want to get into is Keith Carter. Do you know who Keith Carter is?
No.
Keith Carter is the offensive line coach of the New York Jets. It's crazy he still has a job, but he does. He was actually the offensive quality control coach for the Seattle Seahawks in 2012 and 2013. I don't know what an offensive quality control coach does.
How do you apply for that?
I don't know, because I'd like to do it. I might even stomach wearing a Bucks shirt if I could get on that sideline and get paid just to be quality. Be like, hey, does everybody got the cleats? Are we feeling good? We hydrated? Hydrate, feel great? Go out there looking like Adam Sandler, the fucking water boy. I don't know what quality control coach means. But somewhere along the lines, he ended up being the offensive line coach of the Tennessee Titans the last few years. And apparently he loves cut block schemes on 3-step drops. Loves cut block scheme. Do you know what a cut block scheme is? Means that you're basically cutting off the legs of the defender, causing them to fall down so that your quarterback has a more open window to see the receiver to throw the ball. The only problem is that Aaron Rodgers was complaining about it all training camp. Doesn't like cut block schemes because on a 3-step drop, if he doesn't like his first, second read, he's more apt to try to make a play.
Right. Look for
Hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
Well, he complained about it, What do you think they did on all three of the passing plays? Cut block schemes. He didn't like the first read, holds on to the ball. Next thing you know, a defender just running up his ass. Dwayne Brown, that used to be the offensive or the left tackle for the Seahawks, protected Russell Wilson. Before that, protecting Deshaun Watson. He was one that got his ass beat on that play.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is. I know that Jason Peters, the Seahawks just signed him, is 41 years old. I know he's younger than him, but I think he's got to be 40 years old. You're having that old-ass man do... He's not getting... once he does the block, he's not getting back up. I'm 42 years old without a decade of playing in the football, and if I fall down, I'm down 40 minutes tops, and that's if I don't hurt a toe. But you want this man just to snap back up?
Yeah.
No, it's not happening.
Right.
So the fact that Aaron Rodgers got his ass beat over an offensive line scheme that he didn't even like and complained about.
Right.
Keith Carter, what the fuck are you doing? There's no quality or no control. Whatever the fuck you did with an already bad offensive line. I'd be whooping his ass. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd make sure I had a boot on that foot and I'd kick the shit out of him with it.
Oh my goodness.
I'd be like, I will stomp you without a fucking Achilles tendon. And we'll see how quality control that is.
Yeah. The whole thing is just really, really unfortunate. Like, even coming from a New England fan, you just hate to see that happen at any point in the season, but especially, at the very beginning. I don't really have much more to add that you guys didn't already say, but I do think it was kind of funny when Shannon Sharp was like, this is what happens. Old people get hurt. Like,
I mean, Tom Brady didn't get hurt.
Well,
He had a good offensive
the
line.
exception to the rule. Yeah.
Okay, but everyone thought he was supposed to be this year's Tom Brady, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and you saw that team, man. The run game,
Yeah.
the defense.
Yeah.
That's a better roster than what Tampa had in 2020 with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Better roster.
Right.
If he stays healthy,
Yeah.
damn.
That's all those people that always try to put Aaron Rodgers above Brady.
I don't think anyone's trying to do that. I just think that the similarities were there.
Right. With this individual team, it seems
Yeah,
very like
the similarities and seeing the way the team played in his absence. All it can do is make you wonder, man, if he was healthy,
Yeah.
and if they didn't have Zach Wilson the rest of the year, could this team contend?
It's a great segue, though, because Tom Brady
There you
will
go.
be bypassing all of the Hall of Fame requirements and will be inducted next June.
I'm a little confused by I haven't seen any. Like, are you talking about the Patriots Hall of Fame?
I'm not sure if it's just the Patriots Hall of
I
Fame
think it's just
or
the Patriots Hall of
okay, because
They're talking about getting him into the Hall of Fame earlier,
right.
but
Oh, okay.
Robert Kraft is bypassing all of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, there's criteria you have to meet to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I thought this
Yeah.
may be winning a Super Bowl. Good time.
Right.
But apparently, there's criteria, and I guess he's bypassing it for Tom Brady.
Right.
I know that the NFL, like the Hall of Fame, is looking into it. Like he might not have to wait the 5 years, but I haven't been able to find anything on him getting into the Pro Football Hall.
Right,
of
the
Fame.
main one. Yeah. Because on Sunday, like during halftime, basically they brought him out on the field, and Robert Kraft announced then, like, next June we'll be back here because you're gonna be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You look good in that jersey, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, bet you got chubby.
Seeing his old jersey, fucking 2001.
Yeah,
Oh god.
thing was short as shit, dude.
I didn't. I'm like, did you have to wear that one?
Tom Brady looking like he out of a concentration camp.
He's trying to prove a point with that
Okay,
jersey, but
but before we move on, though,
yeah.
which jersey do you like better? What they're wearing now or what they wore with Tom Brady?
I do like the ones they have on now.
It's like a deeper blue.
Yeah, for a while.
More red.
Yeah, everything seems a little more saturated. For a while, I liked the older ones, but because there was a long time there for the last like decade.
Your entire life.
Right. Where it was not very great. But these past like 2 years since they switched, or however long it's been, I'm a fan of these.
I don't like the blue jerseys with the blue pants.
You don't like them with the blue pants?
I think it works with the Seahawks just because the Seahawks are so different. But like the Patriots, I feel are trying to do a little bit of a retro look with the way they're doing the shoulders like that in the 80s. I don't know. I think some white pants would look better at home. Maybe not even silver. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of blue.
There is a lot of blue.
And then a silver helmet.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know.
Well, hey, the good news is you don't have to root for them. So
I don't. Fucking hate them.
Moving on.
Kind of hoping Tom Brady fell off the stage.
The Falcons and the Jags are going to be playing in a Toy Story animated game on October 1st.
This is so wild.
And it's going to be on Disney Plus.
Have you guys heard about this?
So
Yeah, I saw that.
They all look like freaking Funko dolls. It's going to be insane.
they figured the game's going to be in London. Let's spice this up even more, and decides to throw in all these animations. It's going to be like similar to these past few years when Nickelodeon has had their like simultaneous broadcasts where they add the different animations in. Same deal here.
This is totally different.
I mean, yeah, it's Pixar now.
No, because they're playing in Andy's bedroom.
Right.
Like, it's not just throwing some slime on an actual football field. The whole thing.
Right. They're going all out.
Hard. I don't even know how they're going to do it.
I know.
How are they going to mimic everything that's happening? I'm actually intrigued by this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be tuning in.
Gotta renew that subscription.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is gonna look pretty much normal because he already has a big ass head.
It's gonna be a Bo Peep.
But they're playing. And first of all, I don't think I'm getting enough credit, Jalen, for the picture that I sent you today in text message that we can't talk about on air that I can show Nestor because I foreshadowed what we were gonna be talking about here.
Awful.
But I'm really the worst. But it looks like a lot of fun.
Yes.
Like I'll set up a second TV and throw that bad boy on to see what. It's okay, don't worry about it. It looks like just like 22 Funko dolls.
Yeah.
Running around in Andy's room.
June, will you be if you don't already have Disney Plus, will you be sunning up in October?
Oh, I got Disney Plus because I got to watch. I got to watch all the Star Wars shows. So yeah,
Right.
I have to watch this. I have Disney Plus, but I'll probably turn it on in the background. I'll probably throw it on my laptop and just throw it on just to see what it has because I'm interested in that.
I want to see how accurate
It's an idea. No, it's an idea. I mean, Disney got their hand in everything. You know what I mean? So this is money being thrown at the NFL. Roger Goodell is not going to turn down money.
Right.
No.
So might as well tune in to be fun. And they're trying to get kids. They're trying to grab the kids back interested into it. So, hey, it's a good fun idea. So I'm okay with it.
You know what this is?
What's that?
This is the NFL trying to be big tobacco. Start getting all these concussions.
Good way of putting it.
Okay. Got all these concussions out there. Parents don't want their kids to play football. They looking at, basketball out of contracts and baseball, right? Okay. They trying to get themselves back in the game. They're trying to get more people.
How would they represent
playing.
concussion though?
But listen, hold
Maybe
on.
like Toy Story 4.
Okay, that would actually
Buzz
be
Lightyear
well. No, they would
talking
probably have Andy walk into the room, and like you could just have DeMar Hamlin just lay
Oh
down.
goodness! Oh God.
If Andy wasn't in the room, it'd be great. But you think about it, big tobacco. What do they do? Them candy cigarettes and
Right.
shit back in the 80s, trying to
Right.
get all these young people hooked on this shit. The NFL don't give a shit about brain damage, man. They're like, nah, man, we're gonna give you some Funko dolls. Trevor Lawrence, sunshine. Okay, gonna be thrown all over the place. We're gonna get you people worked back. You're gonna talk your parents into letting you get concussions. It's gonna be great. They are the new big tobacco, is what they're doing.
Gotta love Goodell.
I mean, it's not him. It's probably mainly Jerry Jones. It's probably
NFL's
Jerry
like,
Jones' idea.
NFL's like, Joe Burrow, tell him how you don't remember the last time you got a concussion.
Okay, we're talking about Joe Burrow. We're not talking about Tua. This man doesn't want to talk about the Dolphins.
Tua remembers his concussion.
Tua doesn't remember Alabama. He doesn't even know where the fuck he played quarterback at in college.
I can guarantee you one thing. Kyle Pitts is not getting more than 6 points in fantasy.
He's
You can guarantee. Or Drake London.
I don't know what kind of flip the script
Hey,
that is.
I'm
I
just
don't know
saying.
why we.
Higgins,
Well,
T. Higgins
yeah,
had
T.
0
Higgins,
points.
0 targets. In the
targets
game.
and 0 points. And
What
he
the
played the entire game.
hell?
Turn into fantasy.
The hell?
it's trying to air our grievances.
Like, was he running around with a concussion and oven mitts on? Like, what?
Amari
he get-
Cooper, what the fuck are you doing? Antonio Gibson quit the NFL.
Okay, Nestor, we get it. You draft people, they're gonna do bad. You're bad at this.
I won.
You're not good.
I won.
You're not good at this.
Let's
Oh,
move
and I
on.
got Cooper Cup on the IR. How about
Well,
that?
apparently the Rams don't fucking need Cooper Cup, so that's great. Junebug is just twisting knives at me. This entire fucking show.
What do you think about Nakua? What's his name? Nakua?
Yeah, he used to play for the University of Washington and went to BYU, so I don't know. Fuck the Mormons.
Chris Jones.
I love that with
Chris Jones.
probably with Zach Wilson throwing him the goddamn ball.
Chris Jones has agreed to a 1-year deal
You did this to
with
me.
the Kansas City Chiefs. He finally got the deal done, or a deal done. Oh.
So good.
Yeah, so he'll be there for the rest of this year, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I didn't see an actual number that was put out. Just apparently it'll be more than what he would have been making if not signing this new deal. Junebug, what do you think about Chris Jones getting a 1-year deal?
That timing is everything.
Yes.
If they would have went out and blew the Detroit Lions out the water,
Very true.
Chris Jones wouldn't have got this deal. And after that game, that man walked in with a mink coat on and 2 ladies on his side and said,
Okay,
I'm
he's
gonna
not
put out a
Travis
number.
Kelsey.
and you are going to say okay. And that's exactly what happened. He pimped them.
Wasn't he already supposed to get almost 19 million though?
Yeah, it was close
He's
to the
not
same
getting
thing, but,
that much more money.
I mean, hey, I'll take a couple million more dollars.
I think his teammates are like, listen, man, we're going to whoop your ass for you leave the stadium because we saw you up in that fucking box. We out here losing to the Lions and you got your feet up with some honeys in a box. I think they threatened his life. I think they did.
Nestor, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Junebug. Perfect timing. And it's about there, honestly.
Okay, but again, with the perfect time, like, he didn't break the bank. He got treated like an NFL running back.
Well, the thing is, if they did win,
He got the Saquon Barkley treatment. Like, we'll give you incentives to where you might be able to get a little bit more,
right? Which I mean,
than what you
he
got.
should.
I mean, that's the Saquon Barkley and the Josh Jacobs treatment. They didn't really do him any favors.
I think
Contract's
he made
not
out
that
fairly
great.
well.
It's a 1-year deal.
Yeah, it is 1 year. I'm assuming he's trying to get this last little check, and then he'll probably be
I'm just
bouncing
saying,
up out.
I think he lost
Yeah.
because Bosa gets his money.
Well, that's
And then he
Bosa.
comes in with a 1-year deal. Okay, has he not been better than Bosa last year?
Nah,
Was he not? No, sir.
I don't know.
Sir.
You do also got to remember though, it is Kansas City, and the contracts that they've also have. They're looking at him like, if you want to walk, then go ahead.
Well,
Yeah,
that's not what
Kansas
happens
City,
when he doesn't
they're like
walk.
Pittsburgh. They don't care who
Sitting there,
walks.
that's so sweet. But I mean,
Anyway.
like if they'd have given him a lot more money, I'd have been like, all right, he fleeced him, sitting out one game, but he didn't get a lot more money.
I don't know what the numbers. I don't know what the
Right.
numbers
They
are.
were.
Oh,
They were.
the incentive is, I think they can get end up with 20.5 million if he hits the incentives.
right. That's
If
at
he
most.
doesn't, he's just getting the 19 million he was already going to get,
Yeah.
which is a lot less than the 34 million that Bosa is getting.
We'll see once he finds his new team next year.
It's not going to be the Patriots. I already have it. Look in your eye. It's not going to be the Patriots.
We don't pay anybody more than minimum wage every year anyway, so
It's
I
Boston.
discounted that.
What do you want? They're a bunch of racists, anyways, and they like Dunkin' Donuts.
Before we go to a break, I do want to mention that if you want to follow June on TikTok, we always put a TikTok down in the description below here on YouTube. So be sure to give our dude a follow on TikTok. It makes really, really good NFL content. Yeah, with that being said, Junebug, thank you for joining us for another first half, sir.
Thank you, man. Good luck against the
All right.
Jets.
Oh, yeah. I think
You
we got
can't-
it. I think we got it.
You can't beat down the Giants
Danny
and then
Dimes.
lose to Zach Wilson.
We won't even put that out there.
You can't lose to the Mormon Sunshine.
Yeah. Hey, I did show you guys I went 5-0 on my parlay. I did hit a 5-team parlay.
Hey, you know who went 0-5 in the Ride or Die in
All
5?
right. We are going to halftime.
That'd be Jalen.
We will see you all in about 10 minutes.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. On my way to the boat like I ain't just had on the coat when I landed. Out branded. Perched at the edge of the branches. They don't wanna talk mansions. Mine look like a campus. And I'm all about my brothers like the niggas I'm sampling. I'll leave you red shirted like the twins from Kansas. Really living my dreams I used to have in my aunt's crib.
This is the first time the Heat have made the finals since LeBron left.
Jesus Christ.
True.
What the fuck?
Nobody wants to guess.
Is it Kyle Lowry?
If Kyle Lowry's number
Do I get the point?
Yeah, I'll give you the point.
I guess two of them. Do I not get points for that shit too? Can I just make a complaint?
How many times have these two teams played each other in the regular season?
Once.
Is incorrect.
No.
Three.
Twice.
You already guessed. Shut up.
Shaq, what was your guess? 3. That is incorrect.
Twice.
2.
G Money, any guesses?
I already said it.
We don't know if that's correct.
Well, I mean,
It is correct.
G-Money, try 5.
Why this man had the most amount of points to complain about?
How is it taking that fucking long?
You missed their first question because you answered too fast. Not thinking.
He's stupid.
That's pretty
First of
hurtful.
all, this is the last time we're ever doing trivia. I don't give a damn what happens.
Hey. Yeah. Trendsetter, band frame getter. With whatever. I buy diamonds when I'm under pressure. When I apply, shit don't ever let up. Yeah. Look, I'm in the cut, the boy in the cut. Jump in the whip with a ceiling go up, beat up. All of this grinding for what? It's funny when you niggas thought it was luck.
So who is that? All right, is he Lance Spider Mitchell? You gotta put on the top.
Oh,
That's somebody good. Ooh, Steph Curry. Okay.
ooh, that feels
Good try. There's Darren Fox. Thank you.
Damn. Is that gonna fall the moment he gets it out?
Oh my god.
How am I supposed to even turn this now?
By the way, the person who knocks it over, your lineup doesn't even count.
He took Zion. Listen, that's the best I can do, dude.
FBI. Jared Allen, you're coming home with me, friend.
Mr. IG Live himself.
Oh, the shooter. Oh, Jesus. That was harder than the Bulls fought to get Zach LaVine.
Did you know AFR is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? Click the first link in the description below to listen to the most recent episode of the show.
If Miami can maintain their momentum and find a way to beat the Bucks in this series, you will be seeing us in the final. There is no question, ifs, ands, or buts about it, so be prepared to see us.
And the Miami Heat become the 6th in NBA history to win as an 8th seed in the first round.
Game one.
Wants his ring, and he's gonna get it, and he's like, fuck him. He's gotta play lights out. He's gonna come out there and play lights out. Butler's gonna put the whole load on his shoulders, and I say he wins game one. Great momentum. That's how you start a series.
All 3 of the previous series, they were the underdog. All 3 of those series, they won game 1. Denver's 9-0 at home in the playoffs. They take game 1. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Denver Nuggets win their 4th straight road game in these playoffs and regain home court advantage. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Denver Nuggets are 1 win away from their first ever NBA title. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Murray falling away. Rebound, Brown banks it home. Bruce Brown puts the Nuggets back up by 1. Jimmy Butler on the drive, gets inside, stops. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And a foul. 2 clutch free throws from Contavious Caldwell Pope. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions. Yeah. Still waiting when you want it, got to keep me on shell. Don't release me, I'll kick it with my new bitch, I still.
Yep, in my white tee. Yeah, call up Mike Williams for the hype, please. Nigga, I'm white you before you wipe me. My boxes of checks, not my Nikes. Cactus, not no iced tea. Got them bamboozled like a Spike Lee. You need more than Google just to find me. I just call a beta, get a hyphy.
Incredible, general.
I just got the label just to sign me. Me and Chase connected like we signed.
What was your biggest surprise from this first week in the NFL? Now, Aaron Rodgers' injury aside, was it the Detroit Lions taking down the defending champs in the first game of the year? Was it how good that the Green Bay Packers looked against their first showing against the Chicago Bears? Could it have been how good the Dallas Cowboys looked beating the shit out of the New York Giants? Mine, again, Aaron Rodgers' injury aside, it's got to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Minnesota Vikings. I did not think the Bucs were going to be any good for any of this season, but especially the first half of the season. I thought they had a lot of kinks to work out, but they worked them out in that game and got through it and ended up with a dub at the end of the day. So I was highly surprised about that. But what is your biggest surprise from this first week in the NFL?
Young, Stroud, and Richardson. Which one do you guys think had the better week? Now, personally, I think Bryce Young struggled the most. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, only 146 yards. I think he had like a 24 quarterback rating. It was pretty terrible. Stroud, his team was never really in it against the Ravens. He was 28 for 44, 242 yards, I think. Just pedestrian numbers. They only scored 9 points in that game. The offense never really looked like they were moving well. So me personally, I would have to go with Anthony Richardson. He was the quarterback that I was hoping that if the Seahawks would pick a quarterback in the draft, it would have been him. He's less polished than the others, but he has more athletic talent. He had 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but I think that 40 yards rushing and that touchdown that he had in that game was the difference of really making that game competitive when it came between the Jaguars and the Colts. So you let us know. Was it Stroud? Was it Young? Was it Richardson? Who had the best week 1 rookie quarterbacks?
with Aaron Rodgers suffering the Achilles tear and going to miss the rest of at least this season, which is just terrible. Who do you guys think that the Jets are going to have as their quarterback for the foreseeable future? I know, Zach Wilson's in there right now, but do you think they're going to stick with him? I think we'd be lying to ourselves if we don't think that the Jets are actively looking for other alternatives right now. Who do you think that they will end up with realistically? Is Zach Wilson going to be their answer at the end of the day, or do you think they're going to go get an older veteran quarterback like Matt Ryan or Colt McCoy? I'm sure they've reached out to Tom Brady. That's kind of the big one out there, but who do you think that the Jets end up with their quarterback at the end of this year? I think that Ron Rivera is on the hot seat this year as a head coach. This is his 4th year as the coach of the Commanders. His overall record is 22-27. Not very good. He's gonna have a brand new quarterback in Sam Howell. We'll see how that goes. He's got a proven offensive coordinator in Eric Bieniemy, and the most important part, a brand new owner in Harris. The offense is looking pretty good, but the Commanders are still losing games. I think Harris might be looking to say, all right, Rivera, you're up out of here. We're gonna promote Bieniemy up to head coach position, because if they have another just kind of losing season, Harris doesn't really care. He didn't pick Ron Rivera to come in as the head coach. That's not his guy. New management, they're going to make their own decisions.
Remember to follow the show on TikTok and Instagram at @FA Sports. Now back to your favorite show on the internet with your hosts, Jaylon, Malon, Nestor, and G Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
There's a few of them.
Fucking cursed.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Your favorite show on the internet. G Money, what's up?
Gentlemen, always good to be here on a Wednesday night, especially after the first week of NFL football with upsets and disappointments. I was a part of both of those, so,
Lots of disappointments.
Yes. In many
Shut up,
ways.
Nestor. Your barbecue sauce ass.
Yes, G Money will be joining us like he usually does for the second half of the show. We are going to, before we hop into the community comments, let's of course take a nice cheers to the second half of the show.
Got some cold beer.
Yes. What do you got there, G Money?
Got a little Johnny Walker Blue.
Ooh, yeah, Johnny Walker Blue.
G Money cracking open some Johnny Blue on a Wednesday night.
Good stuff.
Gotta love it.
That's what you do after the Seahawks get 3 yards of offense in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get drunk. Get drunk on the good stuff.
There you go.
Wow. Yeah.
G Money doesn't live his life in the cheap seats.
Right. With a name like G Money, it's only right. Yeah, so before we get community comments, if you want to follow us right up there at AFR Sports on Instagram and TikTok, that's where all these comments will come from. So throughout the week, we make different videos about what's going on in the world of sports. And if you want to be featured during this segment, leave a comment and join the conversation throughout the week. So I asked the question on Monday, who was going to win between the Jets and the Bills. Wrong video.
Can we be professional?
So
I'm trying to find the video.
Nestor said, at this point, Jets or Bills, man, my picks this week sucked. I just need Stephon Diggs to go off.
And he did. Kind of.
And he did.
Just enough.
Nestor ended up winning by like a point or two in fantasy. Yeah. It's amazing. June said the Bills because the Jets O-line is garbage. Wisconsin bourbon drinker, he said New Jersey Jets. Gotta love it. Sam also said Jets. Peanut butter and jelly 69. He says haven't been this excited for a game that's not involving my team I got the Bills winning. I feel like the Jets are going to start off like a $20 bucks.
Is that the guy from that 70s show that just went to jail for 30 years?
Yeah, you probably won't be hearing from him again. They don't allow computer access for the first couple of years.
I mean, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis still think he's a great guy, apparently.
Last but not least, Josh Rutherford says underdog at home for sure. 31-27 Jets.
Ooh.
Thought it was going to be high flying,
Okay.
but
Hey.
there's that. I of course took the Bills to cover, so I was not with the Jets crowd.
That's fun for you.
Yeah.
How confident were you in your pick 4 plays?
Oh man, I was like, I can sit back, relax. This is gonna be a nice breeze, and I'm like, all right, then
you
keep hanging around.
Damn near got a hemorrhoid by the fourth quarter.
Right.
Cheeks tightened up.
Especially going into overtime, like, all right, we're going overtime. Let's just
we were
come
both
on.
happy when Stephon Diggs just started going on.
Yeah.
And we were just like, my percentage of winning was going up. You were happy.
Right.
All of a sudden, Josh Hines is throwing picks, and we're like, what is going on?
down 13-6. Like G Money and I we're just talking, right? And then all of a sudden, like the way the game starts to unfold, we're like, oh, G Money, we got a chance. Well, we got a chance. Well, this could really happen. And then it did.
And then it did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was great. You know, we do got a shout out, though, because G Money and I was talking about this. There was a bar named Jack's American Pub in Milwaukee. He put out, did you hear about this?
No.
Man's a genius. He put out this advertisement that as long as the anytime the Jets and the Packers were not playing at the same time, okay, any game that Aaron Rodgers started for the Jets, okay, if the Jets won, everybody in the bar had to pay their tab.
Okay.
If the opposing team won, the bar paid the tab.
Gotcha.
What do you think happened after 4 plays? People started drinking their ass off.
Right.
And then they had to pay the fucking tab.
That's amazing.
Because of an undrafted free agent wide receiver that was almost cut from the team ran a punt return back for a touchdown. And it's the only time he has to offer the special because he's not going to start another game this year. So he just made out like a fucking bandit, and then he doesn't have to do it again. So whoever Jack is, Jack's American Pub, well done, sir.
He was probably
Well done.
shitting a brick for like a couple hours, and then towards the end was.
I mean,
just,
can you imagine how
Oh,
that
man.
bar was inundated? Like people were probably like, "I'll take some top shelf shit."
Right.
And then they're like, and I mean, Milwaukee, they're probably like, I'll have some Buffalo Trace, or some Evan Williams, because it's Milwaukee. They don't know anything good, but yeah, that was exciting.
It's funny because that bar was packed. They had a crew from Milwaukee and the TV crew, and it was packed. And they asked one of the patrons after Rogers went down. Yeah, he goes, "Man, I hate to see him get injured. I really do, but I'm getting smackered tonight."
And they
Like,
cheered.
Yes, sir, you are.
Wow.
They cheered when he got hurt.
Wow.
Because the whole premise was come cheer on Aaron Rodgers losing.
Right.
And we'll pay your tab because you feel slighted by it. And then, like, they cheered when he got hurt, and then they had to pay the tab.
And then you got Zach
Yeah.
Wilson.
Fucking flyover states.
Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So on the same note, the next one was who's going to be the next quarterback for the Jets. June said that whoever they get better be able to run because of that offensive line. I can see Cam Newton or trade for Cooper Rush. And he also wanted to add in Jameis Winston. Bunch of Cooper rushes. Filthy Token says Gardner Minshew would be my go-to.
There you go.
Tom Brady isn't coming out of retirement. Raider
Get shorts. Let's do it.
Mr. Deep also said the same thing. My favorite one from Raider Nation, Jamarcus Russell.
Isn't he on that spaceship from the Wall-E movie right now?
Yeah, he's living in the future.
It's just adding shit on an elevated little chair.
Drummer Dad said Phillip Rivers. Don't know how that was going to happen. SC Buckeye, I could see them trying to trade for Andy Dalton. And then...
Wait, is Andy Dalton still in the league?
I have no idea.
What team is he on that you would have to trade for?
Right.
What are you getting, food stamps? You getting some government cheese?
I don't know where he is right now.
What would we have to trade for Andy for the Amish rifle right now?
And then Nicole Ketcher says Tom Brady.
Okay, the amount of Jets fans that got on board with the Tom Brady train.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, you guys are scaring me. You guys are a little weird.
He's on the Panthers right now.
He is.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton is still in the league.
You're probably still getting it for food stamps in exchange.
Wow. I mean, you might, maybe not food stamps. You can buy anything you want with food stamps. You might get some of that government. Nah, the government cheese is pretty good.
I mean, Andy
how much
Dalton would
actual
probably
cheese it
stay
is.
in Carolina. Like, no, I saw your O line. Oh, hell no. I'm sitting here on the bench getting $200,000. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I will retire before I get behind that O line.
But the Jets fans getting on board with Tom Brady, I'm like, at that point, isn't that like sleeping with your sister that you can't stand? Like,
That's
really?
even
You
degraded
hated
to-
him for the better part of 20 years.
Yeah.
Most of you for half of your life. The other half, it's the twilight of your life.
Well,
And then you're
let's
like,
not forget
hey.
that Minnesota did that with Brett Favre. So, I mean, there's precedence with sleeping with your sister.
Yeah, but that's Minnesota. What else do they have to do in the cold? Now the Jets, Gardner Minshew, Jort Shorts himself.
Yeah.
I think would be perfect for the New York media. We're talking about a guy that started 7 games for the Jaguars, and he was like, you know what, I'm going to buy an RV and just ride across the fucking country in it.
Right.
He showed up to a bowl game when he was a quarterback for WSU in like a pimp suit. And when I say pimp suit, I mean full on polyester red with like the 6-inch collar, just
Nice.
pimping like he needs to be at that 2001 like Nudist Space Odyssey Stadium down here in Tampa, just with
Yeah.
just rocking it. I think he'd be great for New York.
Yeah. He would be a pretty
Could
good
you
fit
imagine him and Zach Wilson in the same locker room?
Oh, yeah, I could. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Zach Wilson still looks like an altar boy.
I feel like Zach Wilson would be a changed man after that season.
You still like how are you in your like third year in the NFL and you still look like 14 years old? Like what are we doing?
Well,
At some point, it's got to be Utah.
I was gonna say it might have something to do with his beliefs.
Oh, he's actually doesn't believe. He's not a Mormon. He just
Oh,
went to BYU. He's just surrounded by him. They probably rubbed off on him. Probably put some sacrificial blood of some virgins on him or something. I don't know what the Mormons are doing.
Zach Wilson looks like Zac Efron, but he probably acts like Jonah Hill in the locker room. That's how I imagine he acts around.
Jonah Hill, huh?
That's how he
Looks
probably
cool, acts fat. What are we talking about?
He probably acts like, I don't know. He's just. I probably imagine him saying stupid shit in the locker room.
He probably does act like Jonah Hill from Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, something.
That's probably who he would look like from Jonah Hill.
Donnie, the character.
Oh my god.
All right. Anyway, Jesus. Last but not least, what was the biggest surprise from this week one? June Buck again. Seattle looking like crap.
Okay, Junebug. This is 3 times now. 3 times. I now hope you guys get your ass beat by Zach Wilson.
He knew that was going to land after he left the show.
All right. Let me leave this now.
Gotta pay dividends later.
I hope another fucking Transformer blips. Thought we were friends. Jesus.
And then Nestor says Giants not scoring anything is wild, especially when 2 out of 3 of those touchdowns from the Cowboys were picks or fumbles. That was also a pretty crazy one. Kaysen on YouTube, he says, Jets versus Bills. That was wild.
Can't even spell Jets. 4 fucking letters.
He could.
What's his name?
Kaysen.
Yeah, hooked on phonics.
No, that was me. He put
Oh.
Jets, and I was going to say Yets.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, hooked on phonics to you.
Peanut Butter and Jelly 69 came back.
Jesus Christ.
He said the Bengals getting dominated, and I wasn't too surprised with the Bucks. Their defense will keep them in a lot of games.
I'm a little uncomfortable hearing Peanut Butter Jelly 69 use the word dominated.
Clear images in my mind.
He's filling something up with peanut butter. I don't know what it is.
Nope. He's got a picture of a steak as his raw steak as his profile picture. He says, mine as a Cardinals fan was how they actually looked at least competitive.
No. They didn't look competitive. They played another non-competitive team.
That's what I was thinking.
When 2 non-competitive teams play each other, somebody has to fucking win.
The Texans look competitive.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
They're
What,
for a
what, they
long
got
year.
Dobbs as their quarterback?
Yeah, Josh
Yes.
Dobbs.
He's going to be a math teacher in 3 years. Actually, I don't know if he's actually any good at math. Maybe science. You can make whatever the fuck up you want when you're talking about science.
John, I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name. He says, Bengals get smashed. And then last but not least, unknown, Chiefs had no Kelsey and terrible wide receiver and no Chris Jones. I don't know why that was
Well, I mean, I think the Kelsey thing was a surprise because going into the week, we thought he was going to play. That happened on what, Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah.
It happened on Tuesday. So all of a sudden, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
Right.
So maybe. But I mean, everything else, everyone
Yeah.
knew Chris Jones wasn't going to play.
Did you guys have a surprise that blatantly stuck out? Mine was the fact that the Bucks beat the Vikings. I was shocked by that. But did you guys have one?
You still have Kirk Cousins on the other end of the football.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, but
What
I
was his
mean,
name?
they were going up to Minnesota to play, and that was somewhat of a surprise because offensively, you got Baker, Mayfield, and not much. I mean,
got
Mike
Mike
Evans,
Evans.
and he's getting
Godwin.
old though too. I mean, you just felt that, the Bucks could put up 20, 21 points, but you felt like the Vikings should be able to put up 28 easy with the weapons they had.
Agreed.
Yeah, when they started getting going, I was like, yeah, they're going to win. But then
Yeah.
back to nothing.
I mean, Macon did so bad at running back for the Vikings that the Vikings called up Myles Gaskin from the practice squad. He
Wow.
play for your squad.
Yeah.
He's a Washington Husky. Hey, don't say anything bad about him. I'll smack you in the face. You already got barbecue sauce on the shirt. Let's not add blood. I think mine was just how bad Joe Burrow played. Like not even just the totality of the team, but just Joe Burrow himself.
Yeah.
Like I could understand the Bengals losing to the Browns because they do got a really good defense, and we didn't know what we were going to get at Deshaun Watson, but they still got Nick Chubb. But 82 yards of offense, and 0 targets to Higgins,
right?
Like it just is as bad as my Seahawks played.
Yeah.
I was like, good.
Right, the Bengals.
At least we played one half of football on offense. So that was really surprising to me how you become like, what was it, like 7 days earlier? Hey, you're the highest paid player in NFL history, $55 million a year, and you go out there and throw for like 18 more yards than your salary for the year. That's what you got. Come on, Joe.
Yeah, that was another weird one. I kept like every quarter. I was like, all right, here we go.
At some point,
here we go. Yeah, and then they took him out. They took out like pretty much everybody in the fourth quarter. I was like, wow.
Yeah. They pretty much benched the whole first team. Like, man, that's it. You're done.
Jake Browning was the quarterback.
Gotcha.
Another Washington Hudson.
Yeah.
Played with Myles Gaskin. Lost to Alabama and Ohio State in the playoff in the Rose Bowl.
Malin loves doing this to himself.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
my team's 0-1. What do you want from me? I'm sad.
Speaking of sad, the ride or die in 5 here.
Sad for you. This is where I liven the fuck up.
Ride or die in 5.
Let's talk about this.
This
you ever
is
gonna bet
where-
against me again?
All right. This is where we give you the best 5 bets in the NFL this
Or
weekend.
the worst 5 bets.
Right, depending on who you ride with.
If your name starts with J.
So last week, of course, we're going to go through the current standings here.
As we should.
Yes. So Malin is 184 wins, 122 losses. He is plus 62. He went 4-1 last week. I am 194 wins, 153 losses, plus 41. I went a big old goose egg in 5 last
I was about to say,
week.
didn't you have 194 wins last week?
I sure did.
Yeah.
I still do. That was not a typo.
Not even Aaron Rodgers tearing into Achilles' heel. Or his Achilles tendon can keep you from going 0-5.
I'm pretty sure it's my first time going 0-5. I've had some 1-4s here and there, but 0-5 is Jesus.
You were so mad.
God. G Money, he is 101 wins, 84 losses. He is plus 17. He also went 4-1 last week. And then Nestor, 77 wins, 60 losses. He is plus 16, 3-2 last week. So we're going to start off with tomorrow night's game. We have the Vikings going to the Eagles, where the Eagles are 7-point favorites. If you want to take the money line on the Vikings, they're plus 250.
I hate the money line.
Nestor, a little tempting.
Stop.
Well, we have changed it. You can only take the money line on the underdog now. You cannot take the favored money dog or money line. G Money, let's start with you.
I used to give Shaq so much shit about the money.
So we're looking at
That's
two
why we
teams that
started
didn't
that
play
rule.
well really week 1. Vikings got beat by Tampa Bay at home. And the Eagles did beat your Patriots, but it wasn't easy. And they didn't play really well, offensively or defensively. But this is on Thursday night. It's prime time. And we all know how Kirk Cousins does on prime time.
You're damn right.
It's no time. So I'm taking the Eagles minus the 7.
Has he finally won a primetime game? Did he win one?
I don't know.
I think he
Maybe.
won one last year. So I think he's like 1-14.
I'm about to look that up now.
He's 1 something fucking terrible.
Nestor, what's your pick?
I don't like this.
Oh, he wanted to go Vikings. He wanted to go Vikings until we brought up the primetime Kirk Cousins. He did.
No, it's not.
Oh, you did.
Oh, but I'm looking that up right now.
I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Stick to the Vikings.
It's a Thursday night
gonna
game.
say Eagles.
I feel like it's gonna get close. The Eagles are gonna win, but what is it, -7?
Yes.
Yeah.
give me. I don't think they'll cover, so give me the Vikings. I think they're gonna want to not go down by 2, so give me the Vikings in points.
Wait, they're not going to go down by 2, but you think the Eagles are going to win? What?
No,
Eagles
he's right. He's taking the Eagles to win, but he's taking the points with the Vikings.
Cover.
Yeah.
-7.
Yeah.
But they get +7.
What's your pick, Malin?
Did you figure out the record yet?
No,
I know
I'm
it's
still
bad.
looking.
Okay, I think he might have won one last year. I think he finally got the monkey off his back. I know that the Seahawks have beaten Kirk Cousins like 3 times in prime time. I'm taking the Eagles on this. I think that what you saw on Sunday from the Eagles is kind of a byproduct of what happens when you don't play people in the preseason and then you just jump into a game and you just happen to go against the best defensive mind in the NFL, which is still Bill Belichick. And I still think that Bill Belichick can out-scheme anybody. The Vikings, no run game, non-existent. Offensive line, terrible. The Bucs don't have a great pass rush, but the Vikings made them look like they had a great pass rush.
Yeah.
Like they made them look like the Rams or Dallas or the Jets. Like they don't have that anymore.
Right.
But they kept getting pressure on Kirk Cousins early in the game, getting pressure on him. That offensive line was just getting blown off the ball. McKinnon's, I think his name was, the running back played so bad that they're activating somebody off the practice squad. The Justin Jefferson or bust right now with this offense. And when all you got is all chains and no playoff wins Kirk Cousins, this is what you're going to get. And I don't think they like that. So I'm going Philly, going Hurts. I don't think that offense is going to be slowed down by Minnesota because I don't think Minnesota is as smart as Bill Belichick. So I would just also, just like before you make it, kudos to the NFL putting this game on Thursday night.
Yeah.
This is one of the better matchups that I've seen in the first 4 to 5 weeks on a Thursday night in a long time. We've been subjected to the Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars of the worlds.
Yeah.
In the first month.
Wait till you hear about Monday.
It's going to be. It's still better than them, though.
Yeah, well, Monday's the double feature Monday night.
Oh, yeah. Who's the second game? I know we got Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Who's the second one?
I'm about to look it up.
God damn. I'll look it up this time.
Okay. I did find, so as a Viking, Kirk Cousins is 8-10 on primetime games.
No.
Not bad.
That's
No,
what they're
not.
saying.
He has not played 18 primetime games.
Yeah. They're saying
Oh, yeah.
18 games.
Whatever you're looking at is wrong.
You don't think he's played 8? Because he's been there for like
No.
6-7 years now?
No. He had literally up until 2 years ago, he had never won a primetime game before. Whatever you're
Are you
looking at
sure?
is wrong. I'm dead serious.
There's
Dead
no
serious.
way that they would just make that up.
He was 0. I can guarantee you he was 0-9 when he played the Seahawks like 2 years ago. On
Are you sure it wasn't a specific like Monday night specifically, or
Nah,
Thursday night or Sunday night?
Pretty sure it's primetime.
Because him playing 18 games would make sense if he plays, a couple a year for the last 6, 7, 8 years he's been a
18
Viking.
in 4 years.
It's longer than 4
Okay,
years.
so this is what it says. Jalen's right. There's 10-18 in primetime games.
Oh yeah.
He's 2-10 on Mondays, 3-4 on Thursdays, 4-4 on Sunday nights, and 1-0 on Saturdays. No, I don't consider Saturday prime time, but you know.
What the? We're counting Saturdays?
Well, that was only one game.
Right,
I'm
right.
not. They are.
Monday is stacked, man. Look at that.
Yeah, that
Who's
Saints
Monday?
Panthers game is going to be a hoot.
I bet you Saints Panthers was
Browns,
originally supposed to be
Steelers.
Thursday, and they were like, let's move some things around.
Damn.
Double feature, guys.
That's the early game, too. The fact that they're playing them at the same time, 1 hour apart.
Right. Yeah. On that same Kirk Cousins note, though, he's played in 18 primetime games, has 19 turnovers in those games.
Terrible.
Jesus Christ.
With that being said, I am taking the Eagles to cover the 7 points. Yeah, Kirk Cousins primetime, and I think the Eagles will look better. You know, they were getting some rust off against my Patriots. They should be better in this game. So
The Saints are -3 on Monday night. If you like you some Derek Carr.
well, there's
Who
that
are
one.
they playing? Who
Oh,
are
they're
the Saints
playing. They're
Monday
playing the
night?
Panthers
The Panthers. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. at home. Bryce Young.
Jeez.
He was terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
not
We're
very
doing the
good.
Ride or Die in 5. I'm not trying to. He was just god fucking awful.
Next game, Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Son of a bitch.
With the Seahawks going to Detroit, where the Seahawks are 6-point underdogs. Money line plus 210 if you want that.
Don up 5.5.
Nestor, what would you
what's-
like here?
what's the money- what are we doing? What line are we doing? Is it -6?
No, you don't get to pick the money line on this game.
I mean, no, but not the. What,
You can pick the money line.
No, we can't. Not on this one.
So I'm so confident about.
Nestor doesn't even know what fucking year it is right now. What is happening in the chair next to me?
Is it -6?
Right.
Man, give me Seahawks and the points.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Nestor
why?
down.
Why?
Yeah,
Because
no.
they're not bad. They just had a bad first game, and I still believe in them. And they're not this team that's like, it's not the Bills. It's not this team that's just gonna continue to disappoint throughout the season. They're gonna trend upward. I don't see them losing. They could even upset.
Did you know
my
that we lost our starting left and right tackle?
That's okay.
Okay. You know we got 3 yards of total offense after they went out of the game
It's okay.
in the entire second half. 3 yards of total offense.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay. I like your confidence.
Go ahead, Malin.
I'm okay. Now, I got to go homer pick on this. Just because I think it's going to be closer than.
We're just giving Nestor all that shit.
I know.
See?
I was. But he doesn't have a reason why
I
he's
do.
picking the Seahawks. He just thinks, oh, they're better than the Bills. First of all, no, they're not.
Let me tell you all the reasons why
second.
Detroit is not as good as.
So the reason being, now, first of all, we need to figure some shit out on the offensive line. Losing Cross and Lucas, we had to put Lucas on IR. Cross has turf toe. We had to get 65-year-old Jason Peters out of fucking retirement to come play on this offensive line, and I don't even think he's playing this week because he's so fucking old. He said, I don't know. I gotta feel how the pads feel. I haven't put them on since January. Bitch, you've been wearing pads for 2/3 of your fucking life. They don't feel any goddamn different. Put them on, you fat ass, and get out there and block somebody.
It's ultimately like old person response.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ. But when I look at the game against Kansas City and Detroit, they weren't world beaters. Detroit. Like you scored 21 points. Right. Your running game was not great. You tired out Kansas City at the very end, but it wasn't great. Okay. I do think that the Seahawks have much better wide receivers. They have much better running backs. Yeah, we don't have a better quarterback, but he's serviceable.
Debatable.
You're an idiot. But our offensive line has to be able to protect Geno Smith. We have to get the run game going. Shane Waldron has to do a lot of 3 steps quick. Like, we don't need the long ball. DK Metcalf, can you stop John at people and doing stupid ass shit and getting fucking 15-yard penalties with a binky in your fucking mouth? Like, can we stop doing that? That would be pretty neat.
Can't help himself.
We got our first round pick, Witherspoon, coming into the nickel. We need to do something about the defense because that middle of the field in the zone, that 10-yard drop is just there for everybody right now. So we got to fix that. But it's still Jared Goff. The offense didn't look great. The running backs didn't look great. And if I think we have a better secondary than the Chiefs do, and Amon St. Brown was like non-existent in the second half. So 6 points. If it was like 5, which is what it originally opened up at, and it went 5.5 and went 6. If it was 7, would be even sweeter for me because I'm not even saying that the Seahawks are going to win the game. I'm fully prepared to go 0-2, hoping for 2-2 after 4 weeks. But I'm prepared to go 0-2 because we don't have our left or right tackle. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Seahawks and the 6 points on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you guys.
Well, you have to pick them to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, yes. This is my NFC Championship game right here, actually.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think Ford Field is going to be going wild. They're coming off that big win last week. But again, I'm not saying that Seattle's going to win. I just think they'll be within, a touchdown. But yeah, for the same reason as you just mentioned, the Lions did not look all that impressive in that win, and the Seahawks can't really play any worse than they did.
Thank you.
So I would imagine that they give the Lions a good run for their money, and hopefully they come out with the dub here. But yeah, we'll see how they patch up this offensive line on the go. Should be interesting. If Geno can just get the damn ball out to those receivers, they'll it'll be a good game.
I just feel like I'm the Australian desert and everybody else is Shia LaBeouf just digging holes into my ass over the Seahawks this week. Jesus Lord.
G Money.
By taking digs at me.
This is hard, right? Because Detroit didn't play well against Kansas City. They got 1 pick, no sacks. If Kansas City's receivers could actually have caught the ball, they would have lost that game. But we don't have either one of our starting tackles. They're both out. We're going to start Forsythe, and I don't think we're starting Jason. I don't think we're starting Jason Peters. I mean, it's got a bingo game first that he's got to go to in the senior center, and then next week he may be able to play. But I don't think we're starting him.
Got to work off some pounds off the titties to fit in the pads.
Well, he just won't wear pads, and nobody will know the difference.
I think Raekwon. Okay, I do think that Raekwon O'Neal though is going to play. The guy that we just signed off the Bucks practice squad. I do think he's going to play. I don't think
he's going to start.
I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of depth.
I think they're going to go with Forsythe and is it Cochran. I think those will be your starting left tackles to begin the game with. I don't think you bring 2 tackles in that haven't played with us, and you put them on. You expect them to start and to, especially since you're playing on the road. I think you look at them, and you land up if you have to start if one of them has to play, it's because of an injury or something. You're not going to start either one of them. Man. And I still think that both of those are serviceable tackles. Cochran and Forsythe are serviceable tackles. I would have much preferred that if just one of our tackles be out, because if they were, you could have moved the tight end in a little bit or slid the back out to give the other tackle some help. You can't do that when you've got both your tackles out. Both your starting tackles. You can't slide a back out one way and move a tight end in, because now you're taking one player at least out of your offensive sequence, so you can't use them. I think,
You're taking Seattle on the points, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm taking
Wow.
Detroit. Minus the points.
Oof.
I
Can't see
I
with them
don't
tackles.
think we correct our defense. I don't know what it is we do. I don't quite understand how you leave the middle of the field open, but that seems to be what we do. And we don't blitz. We didn't blitz at all against the Rams. Why? I have no clue. And I don't know if we're going to blitz against Detroit. And I think Detroit gets its running game going. And if they get their running game going and they can beat our tackles, it's going to be a long-ass day with Gino and company.
Everybody just piling on.
All right, next game. Let's go to this. We got a barn burner at Raymond James at 1:00. Chicago Bears coming to town where they are 3-point underdogs against the Baker Mayfield Bucks.
Baker ball, baby.
Malin, what do you like here?
Taking the Bears. Fuck the Bucks.
That was quick.
There you
go. I am going to buy into the Tampa hype.
I fucking hate you.
I think they cover the 3 points.
You did that Champa
at
Bay.
home. If they win again this week, I'm doing Champa Bay again.
Club you with a microphone. Hey, if they win again, are we doing Monday Night Football? Are we going down to get some interviews and hanging out at Miller's?
I think we kind of have to. Yeah. If they were up 2-0 going against Philly.
I'm not saying that I'm paying money to go to the game.
Oh, yeah, hell
it's
no.
like $100-something.
Yeah, or I just checked recently. It's like $250 is like
God
the minimum.
bless.
Yeah, which I don't know why you would.
What did we pay? Like $80 last year with the Saints?
Yeah, something like that. Like right around
to get some man, we get some great drunk interviews from them Bucks fans.
Oh yes, Bucks and
the ones
Philly
we got,
fans.
yeah, the ones we got from the Cowboys and Bucks playoff game.
Yeah,
they were hyped.
Yeah,
they thought 8-9 Brady was going to take them.
Right. Good times.
So good.
G Money.
Tampa. I like their defense. And I'm still not sold on any Ohio State quarterback.
Well said. Nestor.
Not sold on.
Yeah, I like Tampa's defense. I don't like the Bears' offense. I saw them against Green Bay. They looked like they had no compass whatsoever.
They scored more points than Minnesota did.
Yeah, but different games. I didn't see Justin Fields like comfortable understanding where he had to pass to or when he had to run the ball. I don't know. They look lost on offense, in my opinion. So I go with Tampa in the points.
All right, we've got a bunch of islands so far.
I'm so happy to be on this island.
All right, then we got the.
Even if I'm wrong, I know I can sleep better at night.
Then we've got the night game on Sunday. We have Nestor's Dolphins coming to my Patriots, where the Patriots are 2-point dogs at home.
Yeah, y'all losing.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
No.
I am going to take the 2 points.
Really?
For my own team.
Wow.
Yeah, the Dolphins went over to LA and they had a nice little shootout over there with Justin Herbert. Listen, LA's defense is non-existent. They don't play defense. It's just as simple as that. We play defense. We may not be very good on offense, but we're not just going to let you run all up and down the field.
Wait, even if they score half the points, they probably beat you guys.
What did you guys score? 40-something?
What do you mean, what did we score? I'm not
30.
Goddamn Dolphins fan.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Score 16, 17 points. We can hang with that. That's no problem.
You got a lot of confidence in Matt Jones since you got that jersey, huh?
Yes.
Did you wear it on Sunday?
I did.
3-1. There you go. Three touchdowns. You were feeling hyped.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill went off. He did his thing. I'm telling you right now, Tyreek Hill will not have more than 100 yards this week.
So that doesn't mean Waddle's going to have 150?
I don't know what Waddle's going to do. I can't vouch for him. But Tyreek Hill will not have more than 100 yards.
I think the only way that the Patriots win this game is if they knock Tua out. I just think that it's crazy. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It might happen. Right. I'm actually, even though I'm taking the Dolphins and the -2, I'm actually kind of rooting for it to happen. Just
I was lose, but we can't lose to it.
He said we can lose, but not lose to it. He's like, I'll be 1-1, man, but don't make me 1-1 with no Tua.
Lose the battle, but don't lose the war.
He's about to cry. No, I don't know. I think that I just think that offense, man, is just even last year with Tua.
Yeah.
Until he gets hurt, like it's hard to stop it.
It is.
And I think you can scheme to a certain degree. But I think part of what was also happening with the Eagles last week was you're shaking the rust off of a team that didn't play together in the preseason also.
Right.
So you were going against no preseason and Bill Belichick. Well, the Miami Dolphins just saw exactly what was working against the Chargers. Now, the Chargers don't have the best defense. They don't have Bill Belichick's mind. But I think that they got enough offense to make it happen. And I kind of look at Mac Jones as Josh Allen-esque with the decision making at times. He doesn't always make the best decisions.
Yeah.
And he put him in a hole in the first quarter.
Right.
If they go down 14-17-0 in the first quarter, they're not coming back and beating this team.
Oh,
Like they couldn't the Eagles.
That cannot happen.
So that's why I'm going Miami.
Fair enough.
I love you though.
We're
still friends.
Feeling is mutual.
Maybe. Okay. It's kind of crazy because I kind of hate Nestor, but I just picked his team. I'm just kidding. I love you, Nestor.
Nestor, where are you going with this one?
He has to.
Obviously, going into that stadium and there is this Bill Belichick thing where, oh my God, you're going up against a guy who knows how to coach, is whatever football IQ, whatever. I guess that's why some people are picking the upset, but I don't know. I'm gonna take the Patriots on this. I'm just kidding.
What?
No, I gotta go with my Dolphins. The spread is kind of generous in my opinion, to the Patriots, because my team is doing really well. I feel like
it's kind of weak. The Patriots that have like 5 points.
It's generous.
Right,
to the Patriots.
I was thinking it was going to be almost a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's generous.
No,
to
so
the
it's
Patriots.
generous to the.
Oh, you're saying they're giving us some respect.
Right.
Oh.
So
okay.
And there are times where I felt like, especially there was like one throw from Tua to Tyreek. Well, with the guy was all over him. I think Tua just placed the ball perfectly over to Tyreek, and he's just too fast. So give me the Dolphins and the points. They should win this one. I mean, they got to make a statement.
This is Sunday night game?
Yeah, Sunday night.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to watch the game?
Yeah. Thanks to NFL Bite.
We should do a little live stream.
Yeah, a Discord
night.
room.
We do a little Discord room.
I'm down. I am so down.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
We could see Nestor back in Sarasota and witness protection program.
Yeah. I know they have NFL Bite in Sarasota.
There's one or two VPNs that could bypass everything.
G Money.
I'm taking Miami. I do think that the Patriots are going to be a little better than I thought they would this year. Once Mac Jones settled down, started playing pretty good. And they do have a good defense. But I just don't see them stopping Tua in that offense. I really don't. And I don't think that they can, if Miami scores 28 points, I don't see the Patriots scoring 31 or, to win. Or actually even scoring, well, they'd have to score 29. I don't see them doing that. I just don't see them winning the game.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying that if Miami
That of course
loses
is if Tua doesn't get injured, because I think the over under now on him is 7 games.
Yeah, probably. I'm just saying that if Miami loses this game, Nestor, you better hope you don't miss your flight back to Sarasota. 'Cause I will come for you.
You can drive there.
Like,
I mean, you don't have to fly. You can drive.
I'll be like,
keep on going.
I'll be like Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys 2. We coming. We coming.
Last but not least, so far we're all islands here. We're just a whole string of islands. Monday night.
You and I are islands for our own teams, though, so that's respectful.
Right. Yes. G-Money didn't want to part of that island. He said, no thank you.
He was like, Jack Sparrow's on that island. There's no fucking room.
Monday
we have
night.
no tackles.
No tackles, no rum. It's a bad day.
Browns and Steelers at 8:15. The second Monday night game. The Cleveland Browns 2-point favorites on the road. G Money, what do you like here?
I like Cleveland. I like their defense. I really like their defense. Deshaun Watson played okay. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be the Deshaun Watson of when he was down in Houston, but he's definitely not going to be the Deshaun Watson of the last 5-6 games of last year. In Pittsburgh, well, how bad does your offense have to be when you don't have injuries and your head coach says he pretty much hates Canada? Now, I don't know. I don't know what Canada's done to him. It's a peaceful country. Not invaded anybody. Yeah, they're polite. But no, seriously, Matt Canada, the fuck? Yes. Who in their right mind would think he could be a quality offensive coordinator? I mean, shit. Nathan Hackett was a better head coach.
Shit.
Ouch.
Nestor.
I hated Cleveland in that game. I didn't like their offense at all. I think they were trash. Honestly, I think they were trash. It was more Burrow playing like complete trash. I can't say enough about how mediocre Deshaun Watson was. He really looked like he just got back from just getting the massages, and I don't know, he just didn't look special, good or anything. just decent at best. It was more like I said, the other team playing like crap. Give me Cleveland Browns the points. Just because I think I just think it wasn't the Steelers playing bad because the San Francisco Niners have a good defense. I just think they are that bad. I think they're going to be very underwhelming this season. So, yes, give me the Cleveland Browns.
There's a lot going on right now. This is one of those games where I really wish Shaquille was here because
Gotta be great.
after last week's performance,
Shaq was here. He'd say something along the lines of this god awful team.
Oh, dude, fuck this team.
Fuck this team. Fuck the squad. Fuck Pickett. This god awful team. Make me believe. Make me eat a fucking socks.
In September.
Oh yeah, he'd be picking 0-17.
I'd be pissing him off. But what about Najee Harris?
Just feeding the flames.
I didn't realize how big of a Dolphins fan that Nestor was, though, because he straight up put waves in his hair for mammals to swim in. I didn't even notice it, but I saw it. I
No, man, for like 3 years, 2 or 3 years, and now he notices I have waves.
Just notice.
Well, you're in Sarasota usually.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't normally see you. Yeah,
Right.
Hey, he's got some.
Yeah, it's got some good waves.
Yeah, they're breaking. It's good. No flooding going on there. Good
What's
deal.
your pick for this?
I'm
game?
going Cleveland.
There you
I don't
go.
trust the goddamn Steelers right now with little piggy Pickett.
Steelers.
Any defense is going to hold Burrow to 82 yards, who is, in my opinion, is top 3 or 4 in the NFL on the quarterback, and they go up against Pickett.
Yeah.
And they don't got Higgins. They don't got Jamar Chase. They don't have Mixon. They got broke-ass elbow Najee Harris.
Yep.
They got
Pickens? Pickett the Pickens?
Yeah, Pickens. No, Pickens ain't doing shit either.
Friarmouth.
Friar Tuck. He's out there in the goddamn forest with Robin Hood right now. So just nothing. Just the defense is solid. Like, so do I think that the Browns' offense is really going to do a whole lot? But I have no faith in the Steelers' offense.
Amen.
Tomlin can say whatever he wants. You just have a bad offense, is what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I'm also taking the Browns to cover the 2 points. After last week, that was so bad. Like, we saw some bad football from a lot of teams, but Steelers offense, both sides of the ball, it was just terrible. And there was no signs of like, oh, well, maybe they improve. Like, I didn't see any signs of hope going on there.
I mean, the Steelers threw the ball 46 times. We're only averaging like 5 yards of completion.
With little hands.
I mean, the hell? Well, yeah, he may have little hands, but he doesn't have midget receivers. I mean, if he did, I would have been watching that game.
I was about to say, I'd probably tuned in to that. Midget receivers?
Be more entertaining.
It'd be like playing in Andy's bedroom there with the little Funko dolls. That'd been great.
But yeah, I mean, that they only ran the ball 10 times. I mean, it's just ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, the offensive play calling was just bad.
When Najee Harris is your running back, do you really want to run the ball more than 10 times?
Well, but he didn't even touch the ball that many times. I think he only ran it like 2 or 3 times. It was the other running back that ran it more. And I'm like,
I bet Mel Tucker touched his own balls more than Najee Harris did running the football.
Oh God.
We got to end the show.
Yes. Yeah, so that's the only game we all agreed on is the Browns. The rest of those, I'm the only person taking the Patriots. Malin's the only person taking the Bears. G-Mon is the only person taking the Lions to cover. And then Nestor is the only person taking the Vikings in the points. So,
but then we're all taking the Browns.
We're all taking the Browns.
Beautiful.
Kumbaya.
You guys
on
know
that
who
one.
Mel Tucker is, right?
No.
Michigan State University head coach that just got suspended, about to get fired.
Oh Jesus!
Because, they had a lady on their campus that was like sexually assaulted and was trying to bring awareness to it. And what does he do? He tries to form a relationship with this woman, like masturbate on the phone with her, and now he's in trouble.
Did we end the show?
So when I say that Mel Tucker touched his own balls more than Najee Harris,
What's the problem with that?
Pretty sure there's some evidence that would solidify that.
You know, in soccer, this guy named Bruce Arenas, which is a guy that coached the national team for a long time. He basically left a team or something. Like he got suspended or something. He got in trouble, allegedly, for saying mean comments. That's it. That's what he did wrong.
To who?
To his players and the people on the staff.
Just
he
being
said
mean.
comments.
They're like, you suck.
Yes.
Mel Tucker was telling someone else he wanted them to suck. And he ended up getting suspended.
Band's playing girl scream.
He's gonna get fired. So I'm glad the Huskies are playing Michigan State on Saturday because they don't have a head coach anymore.
Right. Well, he's off doing his
Yeah,
his own thing.
Probably getting an OnlyFans account.
Right. Well, that will do it for this week's show.
We were live.
Yes, we were live this whole time. You know,
I was about to say some crazy shit.
like I have
think I
already.
did. Yeah, I could have followed up on that.
All right, folks. I want to thank you all for watching, listening. G-Money, shout out to you again for another second half in the books. Another shout out to Junebug for taking the time for the first half. And yeah, folks, we're about to start week 2 tomorrow. Should be interesting to see what happens. And we will talk to you all next week.
Peace.
Have a good one.